Hello and welcome to Homer for Monday, June 16th, 2025. Today we will be reading from lines 77 to lines 90 or up to line 93. Great set of lines today in which we discuss the condition of Zeus and the beginning of Agamemnon's Aristeia. I hope you enjoy and thank you so much for being here. And all were blaming the son of Cronos, lord of the dark clouds, for that he willed to give glory to the Trojans. Howbeit of them the father reckoned not, but aloof from the others he sat apart, exulting in his glory, looking upon the city of the Trojans, and the ships of the Achaeans, on the flashing of the bronze, and on the slayers and the slain. Now as long as it was morn, and the sacred day was waxing, so long the missiles of either side struck home, and the folk kept falling. But at the hour when a woodman maketh ready his meal in the glades of a mountain, when his arms are grown tired with felling tall trees, and weariness cometh upon his soul, and desire of sweet food seetheth his heart, and even then the Danaans by their valor break their battalions, calling to their fellows through the lines. And among them Agamemnon rushed forth the first, and slew a warrior, Bianor, shepherd of the host, himself and after him his comrade, Euileus, driver of horses. Excellent. Let's sing it. Pantese dion takalaina vea croniona. Vuonna cara troes in a puola to cuoros rexai. Tuon menarut galegis de patero de nos filiaistes. Tuon alona paneo de cates de te cua de igaion. Ei soron droon te polin kai neas a gaion. Cau cuotes tero peno luanta sua lumenoste. Offro me nei sen kai ex to hieron neymar. Då får malam foteron bellepte to pipte de laos. Ei måste drutomos per, ei måste dutomos per nerho blisa to deipnon. Oreos en beses sina peta corresa to keras. Tam non dendrea macrados te min hica to tuomon. Si tu te clucaroio peri venasiemeras aerei. Demos feare te da noe rexanto falangas. Te clomenoi heteroisin que tasticas endagamemnon. Protosaurus eletandra bianora poi menelaon. Autone peta et airon duleia. Autone peta de tairon oileia plexipon. Amazing. So we have a great transition in this passage from the consideration of the gods on Olympus to the actual fighting in the fray. And it's important to note where Zeus is. Zeus, as we remember, back in Book 8, he was on Mount Ida overseeing the fight as he enjoys doing. Then he went back to Olympus. So I think it's fair to assume that he's still at Olympus, and he was on Olympus dealing with Hera and Athene and all the other conniving gods and goddesses. And he sort of, you feel that same tension here, which is that, he didn't care for their, what is this, their blame, the fact that they blamed him. And maybe there's like a metaphor for like the Kalain, the Theia. Is Zeus at home when the clouds are dark over Mount Olympus? Interesting. Maybe instead of, war patterns, we should be thinking of weather patterns for predicting what is going to happen on the surface. Anyway, this tension between him and the other gods in which, he is only allowed to, launch his, thunderbolts at them, his flashes of lightning, or flash of bronze rather, This only happens oluntas to lumenoste, right, on the slayers and the slain when he is monitoring it, which is his wont right now. And he's having a great time. And then the other thing that's worth mentioning is eos, right? So the Greeks divided the day into 3 times. The first third was before the midday. The second third was after the midday. The third was, after torpon, which is different than deipnon, right? Where's deipnon here? Deipnon, right? So this guy, it's like eating, right? Meal, right? It's a different meal. So I really love this metaphor. We talked about the harvesting of crops last time, and I really love this metaphor of harvesting. I mean, of course, it's a little bit macabre to harvest bodies, right? But it's an interesting, when his arms are grown tired with felling tall trees, and weariness come upon his soul, and desire of sweet food seetheth his heart, right? It's so interesting at that, like, he's already done the labor and now he's hungry, right? So were the Danans sacking their, doing the battalions. You would think that the work, right? You would think that the work that they were doing, right, the felling of the trees, would be the sort of labor of war. But instead, the labor of war is this hunger to keep going, which happens after the labor of felling the trees. And of course, this is because the hour when a woodman maketh ready his meal. So it's like the first repast, right? This midday repast, right? When the sun is all the way up in the sky, right? I think it's basically there's this line back here. Oluntas to lum lo. Oluntas to lumen, luminoste, oluntas to luminoste. Sorry, it's on the upbeat there, or downbeat rather. It shows you the same sort of tension of being locked in conflict, right, as we have here, which is that the farmer and the scores on the field, the scoriations, the furrows that he's plowing and seeding, right, is very similar to the woodsman here who has been felling wood, right, and they're still hungry after all this time, and I think actually this hunger materializes in the coming sequence, which we receive just a bit of at the end of today's passage, right? Which is that Agamemnon rushes forth, right? It's almost like Agamemnon is the deictic aspect of this hunger, right? That keeps seizing them after all their labor is done. It's almost like the agrarian, simple, Hesiotic maybe, works in days type labor of farming seeds to this need to go for something bigger and greater and spiritually satisfying, right? This is all in metaphor. See this as heart, right? I tried to put a nice, top, acute accent, high note on that one, just to really point it out, right? Like, himenos haire, right? When this desire seizes the heart, right? Of sweet food, the sweet food of satisfying the spirit, right? When the hados, right, is here, right? And Sadie is there, right? It's sort of like, what's next, right? And what comes next is the Aristeia of Agamemnon. And of course, an Aristeia is a sequence of an Achaean hero or a hero being allowed to be the best, right, by the narrator. And being allowed to be the best is in many ways a summation of Greek philosophy and in general the Greek mindset, and many other complicated things that lie beyond the scope of lines 77 to 93. But nonetheless are intrinsically wrapped up in and provide the complete rationale for the entire project that we are witnessing come in motion. It's here, it's there. You can think about it deeply and find much about it. And that is what makes Homer so fascinating and so beautiful. Be the best you possibly can, my Homer audience. It has been a pleasure sharing these lines with you. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I look forward to sharing more with you tomorrow. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.